What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another trade recap for today. Today is Thursday, April 16th, 2026. It is currently 8:30 in the morning. I am on Pacific time, as everybody knows. So I have to wake up super early to trade these markets, but we're going to jump right into the charts. Okay, so this is the trade that I took today. It looks extremely complicated, but let's break it down. So I'm going to actually just delete a few things here. The first things first, price trades down. Actually, let's start with open. Actually, let's start with the high time frame. What are we doing? Opening up today, high time frame. We looked like we wanted some sort of retracement. I'm telling you guys, I need to stop trying to find shorts when we're nearing all-time highs because it has only been hurting me. But basically, market opened. I wanted to see price open, manipulate into this 1 hour intermediate term high right here, and then displace lower. We had an unfilled 4 hour fair value gap. We had an unfilled 30-minute and an unfilled 4 hour fair value gap as well. And if we zoom out to the 4 hour time frame, we take this swing low to this swing high. 50% was right here, so the second 4 hour fair value gap. So that was my high time frame draw. I was bearish coming into today. I wanted to see a deeper retrace. However, wasn't the case, of course. So painting the picture on the 1 hour chart, we have this 1 hour fair value gap right here. This is an intermediate term high. Price opens, or no, actually price sweeps it prior. It was like around 928. Price swept this intermediate term high, so I was thinking, all right, great, we're going to be bullish. 930 is going to open, we're going to manipulate higher, and then we're going to displace lower, which is pretty much exactly what we did. However, there was no entry model for me. I know Patty probably took his Patty swing, but I'm just not taking that, to be honest. So he probably took this 1 minute right here. And to me, like, this is an invalid trade because your break even would have been this swing low right here. So it just doesn't make sense to take this if the candle goes past your break even point, your invalidation point. So I just opted not to take it. Maybe his break even point was right there. It just didn't make sense for me. However, it does make sense for accumulation, manipulation, and then some sort of distribution. That's his PDI model. So if he's going to keep taking it, go for it. It just wasn't for me. So I faded that trade. After that, we consolidated a lot, and then we displaced lower, leaving us our first 5 minute fair value gap, which is this green box that I've highlighted right here. And mind you, I'm thinking, okay, great. On the 5 minute, we've accumulated here. We've manipulated into a 1 hour intermediate term high. We swept the 1 hour. We manipulated into 1 hour fair value gap. We swept a 1 hour intermediate term high, displaced lower. I'm thinking, all right, we're finally going to be bullish. We're going to hit this 4, we're going to hit this 30, and we're going to hit this 4 hour fair value gap. We have so many fair value gaps to rebalance lower before we move higher to make the all-time highs move. So this is what I saw. I saw price distribute lower. We chopped back up into the 5 minute range. I liked the 5 minute here. However, I was not going to take I was going to take a 5 minute continuation if we got it, and we did, but let me kind of explain further what I was thinking. First, we got there was this 3 minute fair value gap right here. When price first tapped into this 5 minute fair value gap, and I wanted to see this like inverse it. So I would have taken that 3 minute short had we gotten it, but we didn't. And then we just chopped a little bit higher. I thought we were going to inverse this 5 minute fair value gap to the upside. I don't think I would have ever taken this 5 minute fair value gap just because my win rate with 5 minute fair value gaps is awful, and 4 minute fair value gaps as well. So I just would have never taken a 4 or 5 minute fair value gap, long or short, either direction. So I would have faded that no matter what. But we ended up getting a 5 minute. So we held this 5 minute, and then we got another 5 minute fair value gap inside of this 5 minute fair value gap. So double 5 minute fair value gaps. I faded this completely, but then going back to my original thought, we had a 3 minute all the way down here. This was my original idea that I planned out. I wanted to see price tap into this 5 minute that we respected, displace lower, inverse this 3 minute fair value gap, and then target this sell side, this 30 minute, all the way up to the 4 hour fair value gap as my high time frame draw on liquidity. So that was kind of the idea here. And I was thinking, okay, the 5 minute closed first. We have a valid 5 minute short mechanically, I think. And on top of that, I was thinking if if the 3 minute closes as well, I think that this is a potentially good trade, and I think that I could take this short. And as you guys can see, took this short, damn near immediately got stopped out, bottom ticked the short. Like, I mean, I feel like this happens so much consistently to where I'm entering a trade, maybe a tick or two of profit, and then boom, immediately to my stop loss. Let's talk about the good and the bad things about this trade. Good things. I think we held this 5 minute fair value gap. I do think it was sponsored via this 1 hour fair value gap move down here. It was sponsored because we swept this intermediate term high inside of a 1 hour fair value gap, displaced lower, opened up a 5 minute, respected the 5, and then got a 3 minute inversion to the downside. I think that's sponsorship. I think that makes sense. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Now, what do I not like about this move? Well, if you zoom out to the 1 minute, we had all of this consolidation right here. This was my biggest worry, that we were just going to rip up or slowly chop up, pretty much exactly what we ended up doing, to take out these consolidation highs right here. I liked the low resistance as well. I thought this was pretty solid, and let's just see where ES was in the range. I think ES was also respecting its 5 minute fair value gap as well. Yeah, so ES was respecting the same 5 minute fair value gap, which was sending us lower. We had strong displacement lower. I think we had a 3 minute. Nonetheless, we still had strong displacement lower. I thought ES was at least going to take this low right here, so I would have gone break even. I would have moved stops to break even had ES taken this low, but of course we never did. And yeah, so like I think moving forward, how am I going to avoid these trades? Well, I'm going to continue to fade 5 minute fair value gaps because I'm never on side with them. Instead, what I'm going to do is wait for a continuation out of the 5 minute fair value gap. So let's say we get a 5 minute fair value gap, right? We inversed this one right here. So this is our 5 minute fair value gap. I want to go into the lower time frames, look for something like a 3 minute fair value gap where price goes in, and then if we reject price out of that 3 minute fair value gap, which the 5 minute is already inversed, and then get an inversion out of that lower time frame fair value gap, like the 3 minute, the 4 minute, the one, like if we get a 2 minute inversion fair value gap out of the 3, then that's when I'll take the continuation short, and the 5 minute is validated. So that's going to be my extra step. So I can still be a part of the move, but I'm waiting for extra confirmation because clearly I need that because I keep losing on these setups and I'm sick of losing on these setups. So I'm just going to take extra confirmation, and that 3 minute here, I think if this 3 minute did not close, if this 3 minute fair value gap did not close and we closed on the 5 minute, I wouldn't have taken this short. But because we closed on the 3 minute, I said, all right, we close to the 5, we close to the 3. There's LR going to my drawn liquidity. There's no way that this doesn't move to my TP. So that's the only reason that I got screwed today, and now we're going to learn for tomorrow. And yeah, trade of the day. What was trade of the day? I think trade of the day might have been this one right here. However, I really don't think that this is a good trade. I know Anthony faded this trade. He wanted to take it because I was checking out what he was thinking in his Discord. And I don't think this is a good trade because what's our high time frame sponsorship? What's our key level? Yes, we're delivering out of the 4 hour and displacing, but we still have this 5 minute fair value gap that we haven't inversed yet. So you're taking a 5 minute inversion inside of a 5 minute bearish fair value gap that we have yet to close through. Maybe if you take your entry right here and have a tighter stop, like right underneath the fair value gap, and target 9:30 a.m. highs, I think that makes sense. But to me, I really thought that this high was protected, and I thought we were going to rebalance lower. Also, hold up. Also, another reason why this lost, and I'm going to consider this moving forward, is because we did technically hit discount of the range on the 1 hour time frame. I was only looking at the 4-hour time frame, so I thought we still had a long ways lower to go. But now moving forward, I'm also going to be looking at the 1-hour time frames to see if we are in a premium or discount moving forward, because clearly that's all we needed in this case to push highs higher, and now we're going to go to these daily highs, it seems like. So yeah, that's it for this video. Took another loss today. I literally don't care about the losses. This is just like a learning curve at the end of the day, and we're only going to get better. So one loss per day is another win for tomorrow, and I'm going to continue to live by that. And it really doesn't affect me anymore. Like, I'm so numb to losing. I'm honestly just sick of losing, but I'm numb to it. So it really does not affect me. I have no effect on taking a loss anymore. And yeah, that's just kind of where my head's at. So I will see you guys tomorrow for Friday's price action.